this issue. Many will say Johnny Hughes. To say Obo Abanichi, the previous government and New Patriotic Party chi consistently for a very long time about how Akufo-Addo's government was not living up to expectation. No, Kamia Koye say Mahama no. This time around, the long list of people must start some criticizing. No, John Hughes have joined the clan. The clan. Martin Pebu. In fact, the first person to start was Captain Smart. Martin Pebu joined a year. Nipa na no joining Oliver Bakavomowa and then almost one year anti-Galamsey protest. Okay, together with a host of people, Bebri Ababe Kasa. Sisi Nipa or no so Edna no Ababe Tum. Say Mahama may be deviating Johnny Hughes. According to Johnny Hughes, no Mahama saying he said ultimately declare national emergency. No, he has started destroying his legacy and his presidency. Johnny Hughes the only so shas yes so bo with here and for the rest of them. You could see some of the two when we come back, we continue.
Now, good morning, Mr. President, John Dramani Mahama. Your predecessors were kicked out of office with a very human because they made us all realize that they were not fighting Galamsey. In the beginning, we, the media coalition, led by Togbi engineer Dr. Ken Ashibe, he led us. People like Elvis Darko and the rest were arrested for protesting. Stop Galamsey now. We, the media coalition, we brought that. We were doing our fight. Things were looking up or beginning to look up. Then the government said that we will include ourselves. So it's not a big deal. It is your job first of all. We have the space. So some of us, if you go back to the tapes from 2017, even before that, if you go back to the tapes on TV3 New Day when I was the host of Big Issues and a co-host on TV3 New Day, you find the tapes every morning. On the paper review segment, I spent some time to talk about Stop Galamsey. Go and check. So I didn't start talking about it now. The track record is there. The facts are there. We spent time every morning. Sometimes you put it to the panelists and they will tell you, etc., all these things. Then we started with the cliches and the names and branding and rebranding. Operation Vanguard, Operation Galamstop, Operation Halt 1 and 2, renewed fight against Galamsey. Our cabinet decided that we should not go into the forest reserves to go and mine. That was wisdom. A certain team of ministers left their office and they decided to do the direct opposite. They took a legislative instrument to Parliament to allow for forest reserves to be mined in, and our Parliament sadly passed it. It's a political class also that failed us. Then we set up an interministerial committee against illegal mining, led by the venerable Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng, one of the best surgeons the world has ever seen, coming out of Africa and particularly Ghana. He put together a report. In that report, he said almost all the ministers, 10 ministers, 10 cabinet ministers who were supposed to help him to fight Galamsey, almost all of them abandoned the ship, the jump ship. In the second term, when that interministerial committee had been quashed, 3 of those ministers who were part of the situation at the time, trying to be part of the interministerial committee, they were in Western region and Central region, looking over the brown waters and telling everybody that they are now trying to understand the problem that they made us believe they were fighting over the last 4 years. As if that was enough, the president at the time stood on platforms to declare people not guilty. Now, if I am the police and the president who appointed my boss has gone to say that somebody is not guilty, do you expect the police to come and say otherwise, and you know how our country is. So, Mr. President, your predecessor promised to put his presidency. He said, I am determined to put my presidency on the line. Or I'm prepared. In fact, the words he used were, I'm prepared to put my presidency on the line. Was the presidency on the line? You have not made that bold statement. What you have said is that state of emergency, and your people around you at the time during the campaign were the ones championing the state of emergency conversation and mounting pressure on the previous government. So you cannot come into government, please, respectfully, to now be doing slow tactics about what you promised the people. The anger with which Ghanaians voted in the past will be visited on your party if you do not stand firm to end this once and for all. If not for today, at least for tomorrow, for the future, the children who are being born with defects, who are being born with special needs, the young people who are getting kidney and liver diseases, the old people who are dying. You need to take a bold decision now. Damn the consequences. Because Galamsey is evil. And if it is evil, it must be stomped. We are a nation that begins every meeting with a prayer. And then right after that, we start telling lies to ourselves. We ought to stop. My sermon has ended. Please call me.
Johnny Hughes, who was once the supporter and an ardent supporter of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is now coming out to say, definitely there are issues of course where Mahama needs to take action. And according to him, and personally I think that is one of the things I was say uploaded. Say upu bi asem na upu bi asem na okana asem. So to him, the idea at the end of the day, the course he has to really talk about it. The fact say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama on pese obe announce national emergency on Galamsey. That itself make him complacent in a way. So at the end of the day, it will paint a picture. So at the end of the day, I say bibi a ekoso na Galamsey na ekoso no one kasano. You are part of it, and I say you really endorse it. So this particular time, Johnny Hughes is going out of his way, out of the ordinary, to tell Ghanaians, see, what Mahama is doing is really bad. It's Ghana for say, if I say declare a national emergency on a friend is illegal mine now. Do it. Just do it. There's no need for say just paperwork. Whether it's a paperwork or not, yeah, just do it. And Ghana for some yeah. Now it's at the end of the day, the end term. So insane be and definitely we are looking at it from many instances.